What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here in Pacoima because I want to talk about the life of rock and roll pioneer and LA legend Richard Steven Valenzuela, better known as Ritchie Valens. Let's get into it. Richard was born and brought up in Pacoima in 1941, the son of parents Jose and Concepcion, immigrants from Mexico. His parents were very music-oriented, and he was brought up around traditional mariachi music, flamenco guitar, as well as R&B. Richard Valenzuela expressed an interest in making his own music by the age of 5, and his parents encouraged it, so he took up the guitar, the trumpet, as well as the drums. Now, Valenzuela was actually left-handed, but he was so eager to learn the guitar that he mastered the traditional right-handed version of the instrument. Richard attended local schools, including Pacoima Junior High, where in 1957 there was a mid-air collision directly over the school which rained down airplane parts and ended up killing 7 students. Richard was not at school that day because he was attending the funeral of his grandfather. It did traumatize him, however, and for the rest of his life, he was known to have a fear of flying. Richard continued attending Pacoima Junior High, and he brought his guitar to school to sing and play songs for his friends on the bleachers. That exposure was enough for him to be invited to join a local band, the Silhouettes, where he initially started as the guitarist. When the main vocalist left the group, Richard, now known as Ritchie, took the main role, and October 19, 1957, he made his performing debut as lead singer of the Silhouettes. In May of 1958, Bob Keane, the owner of a record label, D-Fi Records in Hollywood, was given a tip about a young performer in the North Valley who was known as the Little Richard of Pacoima, and Keane went and checked him out. Keane was so smitten with his performance that he invited Valenzuela to audition, and that audition went so well that he signed Valenzuela to his first contract. By July, Valenzuela was already recording his first tracks at Gold Star Recording Studios, Come On Let's Go and Framed. Both songs were a success. So Keane was the one who suggested Valenzuela shorten his surname to Valens so it had a wider appeal and it wasn't limited to one ethnic group. Whether it was the name change or his immense talent, Ritchie Valens' next record, Donna, with the B-side La Bamba, sold more than 1 million copies and was certified gold. Ritchie Valens was ascending into superstardom. He was the first Latino, the first Mexican to cross over as a mainstream rock and roll superstar. But suddenly, after a performance on February 2nd, 1959 in Clear Lake, Iowa, tragedy ensued. En route to Fargo, North Dakota, along with Buddy Holly and J.P. Big Bopper Richardson, the plane crashed for reasons still unknown to this day. The world mourned, but Valens' legacy lived on, and he inspired a generation of Chicano rock and roll superstars such as Santana and Los Lobos. Ritchie Valens is truly an eternal superstar. And though Ritchie Valens was taken from this earth far too soon, his legacy still lives on here in Pacoima, Los Angeles, and worldwide. All right, LA, it's been a minute.